No, I want to obviously give you all the information that will be helpful. So welcome. I'll start by welcoming you to Flinders, to our orientation session, and also to, we're part of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. So the university is divided up into about five colleges, and we're the College of Nursing and Health Sciences is mainly based here at Sturt, but has nursing is a big part of it, but also a lot health sciences and a lot of allied health, and nutrition is included in that. And yeah, so welcome to the Bachelor of Human Nutrition. My name's Carolyn Dent. I'm the course coordinator for this course. But as you'll see as we go through what's involved in the topics that you'll be taking, you'll get to know a number of other nutrition teaching team members and so on throughout as we go through. I just want to start by acknowledging that we meet today on the lands of the Kaurna people, and I want to pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging. We're pretty lucky being on this campus, and I don't know if you've had a chance to walk around and up in that main hub area and the main area. It's just like beautiful grounds and nice view and everything. So we're very glad to be on this campus, and certainly pay my respects to the Kaurna people. So before we get into the sort of detail of the course, I'd be keen to have you have a chance to introduce yourselves to each other and also to me, just let us know what's brought you to study the BHN degree, what are you most looking forward to, and in terms of the degree, but also uni life. But also, is there any things that you're a little bit concerned about, things that you're kind of a bit worried about at the moment? Because it would be good to kind of be able to help you, support you through those things. So, are you happy to start and introduce yourself? Yeah.
So I'm Talia. I'm doing this degree to hopefully, I've studied health science, health and medical science in the past, but I'd like to do a master's in nutrition and dietetics, but haven't done a few of the prerequisites like chemistry and nutrition subjects. So hopefully I'll be able to get those done this semester. But I think I'm really looking forward to a career that's working with people, and I just love food and spend all my spare time cooking. So I thought it would be a really interesting career. I think I'm probably most looking forward to learning the nutrition side of things, because I haven't really done that in the past.
Yep.
And I think just in uni life in general, just looking forward to learning and studying again. It's been a while since I have.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Well, good to have you along, Talia. And if you do sort of transition into the masters, hopefully sooner for your sake, we'll still see you around as part of that anyway. So that'll be good. Yeah, great. And do you want to?
My name is Ella. I also want to do nutrition dietetics. My ATAR wasn't high enough.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the the option. Yeah.
Yeah. Thing I'm most looking forward to is honestly the campus. It's really beautiful out there. It's a little walk around early.
Yeah.
It's like a really nice place to study.
Yeah. I think it's much nicer than being stuck in the city, like actually being out.
It's supposed to get to the city, but I still...
Yeah. I think since they did added the train line, that's been really good as well, because literally as they advertise, it's 22 minutes into the city. Just jump on the train and you're into the city. So you can get in there for different things, or if you're coming from the north, coming out to here, but it's just nice to be kind of out here a bit. So in terms of the nutrition, your goal is to move into dietetics, and I can kind of give you some kind of guidance around that as well. Obviously, we teach both degrees alongside each other, so you'll get to know some other dietetic students anyway through some of the topics. BHN students as well as dietetic students do them as well. So, and Ella, have you come from any other study or from school or from a break or gap year?
Well, I had half a year break. I graduated
last year. Okay, so you had...
So it's, I mean,
Yeah.
but probably need to get back into it.
Yeah. Was it nice to have that bit of break after year 12?
I feel like year 12 was just very intense.
Mm.
I did get a fair bit of break, like, like 3 months is it? I wanted longer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. My daughter did year 12 last year and she's having a full gap year. She just thought, I cannot go into study again. She needed a break. So she's away at the moment. But yeah, she just couldn't bear going straight into study. But I think it's still on the cards for later. Yeah, no, it's good. Well, welcome. And do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Mariam, and I'm from Maldives. Yeah. Like you, I also want to transfer to nutrition and dietetics.
Okay, yep.
So I started this year because there is no media entry, right? For nutrition and dietetics. So instead of having a gap, I choose to study. So transferring to.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you did the foundation course, was that was here last year, was it? Or you've just this year? Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's just 6 months, just a semester.
It was 8 months.
8 months, okay.
So last year October I started.
Yeah, oh good. Well, welcome. And again, Mariam, with you and sort of wanting like to know kind of how to move into dietetics, I can go through that as well. And yeah, great. Well, welcome. And what I want to do today is just go through a bit of an overview of the course and the study program, some electives, some information around student engagement, and some information around career paths and so on, and also just introduce you to the professional organisations that you can as a student join to kind of really, in a way, start your career and network and get to know people and so on. Jane Barber, hopefully, so she's another staff member, she's a student experience coordinator. She's going to pop in probably in about half an hour and just talk a little bit about what she offers in the course as well. So don't worry, if someone's coming in, she'll be joining in and helping out. Just, yes, to get started, just to let you know that, I guess, it sort of picked up on what you were saying before that, of your interest, but, nutrition is certainly, a key, I guess one of the most important personal decisions and things people can be working on. And a famous nutrition scientist from England, Tim Spector, said that if people improve their diet to be more in the top 10%, they'll actually get rid of 60 to 70% of common diseases. So nutrition is really important, basically. It can actually, it is related to so many health conditions and chronic diseases and so on. So, the role of a nutritionist, of a dietitian, is really important to help people in understanding, about nutrition, about healthy eating, and how to actually make those changes to be able to improve their own health. So, you're going to be the next nutrition graduates and working with people and doing that, which is fantastic. So, so I guess as it says here, our course and as well as the dietetics course does aim to produce graduates that can deliver really important quality nutrition practice. As a nutritionist, you could be working in a range of different settings. So it could be some one-to-one work, but you could be working in public health, in health education, health promotion and so on, and research as well. You can kind of move into that area. Oops. Why is it not going? There we go. So the course is 3 years full-time study, but we do have the flexibility with our course to be able to study part-time if that's needed for, various reasons, whether you're working on, or other reasons. We can adjust your study plan to make that work. We have I think the rule is really that, you've got 6 years to complete your 3-year degree. So you do it 3 years full-time, or you can do it part-time over the 6-year period. So as I said as well, we really teach evidence-based nutrition. All of our nutrition information and knowledge is based on research and on recent and cutting-edge research. We have a number of nutrition members of our teaching team who are actively involved in research still at the moment as well. So they teach as well as do research. So we're really lucky in that way that we've got, state of the art and, like the, I guess, cutting edge new nutrition research coming out even from our own discipline, which is great. So I talked about how you can work as a nutritionist in both public and private sector, as well as non-government organisations or even food industry. So a range of different areas. And if you want to find out more, the link, I'm going to put these slides up on our nutrition page. We've got a nutrition flow page, but the link there is to the handbook about the course, which you may have already looked through anyway, but it's there, which looks like that. So have you all had a kind of look, found that? Yep. So that will just give you all the detail about the course and the topics and so on, and then you can click through to each topic. So I just want to spend a bit of time just looking at the study plan. So as I said, it's 3 years full-time, and that is made up of 8 topics per year, 4 topics per semester. It is multidisciplinary, as you will see when we look at the study plan. We've got some specific nutrition topics, but we do have some, more general science topics and a number of topics, especially in the early years, you will be doing alongside students from other courses as well. It's really only till we get to 3rd year that there's a couple of specific topics that are only for BHN students, and then also only topics that are only for the dietetic students. So your topics that you're enrolled in at the moment, you should be able to access on Flow now. Have you all had a chance to find it yet? Or no? No. I'll just make sure that that's all clear for you as well. The way that we're teaching at the moment is we have a lot of our lectures online. Your topic coordinator will tell you if what things are face-to-face or what things you need to be, even if it's something done through Microsoft Teams, for example, online, you'll get that information in your topic. But a lot of our lectures are recorded so that you can actually watch them at your own, sort of time, what suits you the best. But then we have face-to-face tutorials or labs, depending on the topic, and that's your chance to come in and almost like consolidate some of your learning that you've done in the, at home or in the library online. You then come in and usually it's activity-based. Obviously the labs definitely is, but often our tutorial, it's not just about us standing up and talking to you. We do have discussion-based tutorials and so on, a really good chance to learn alongside others. So they're really valuable and important to make sure you're enrolled. So in every topic, you want to see what you need to be enrolling in addition. Sometimes they're called workshops as well. So labs, tutorials and workshops. If you've got any questions as we're going through, just let me know, because as I said, I want to make this fairly informal so you can have that chance. So just a overview of the 3 years of this course. First year is really focusing on the fundamentals of science, and that is looking at nutrition, health and medical science. We have biology and chemistry, psychology, and also an introduction to research and study skills. Really valuable to set up yourself well in your first semester of study at uni in terms of how to, navigate all the systems, how to, do the basic research and referencing and those kind of things, which everyone comes with different levels of ability with that. It's a really kind of important topic in a whole range of areas. So it's really the foundation topics. Will help to give you that in-depth knowledge of how the body works, and how food and nutrients are utilised. Then we move into second year, which delves more into more specific nutrition topics, looking at the science behind what we eat, looks at diseases and conditions, also more further developing your research skills. And this is where physiology and biochemistry come into play as well. So, and this, we have an elective space, and I will talk about that in a moment as to what that means. It's your chance to choose some topics. But if you're wanting to go into dietetics, there's some specific topics that we've got down to as preference for that, so that you need to meet the some slightly harder science topics to be able to do that. And then third year is more when we can apply some of our knowledge, and there's some more specialisation. So in the human nutrition degree, we've got a specific topic all about public communication, recognising that one of the ways we communicate about nutrition, and I'm sure you're, maybe you follow a number of nutrition influencers or professionals on Instagram or something like that, that we've got. Nutrition is one of those topics that we can, inform people about through, through public, like social media and other public means, as opposed to, just, in a one-to-one client situation. So public communications is looking at how we do that. And then we also have introduced just this year a new topic called health coaching, and that is, again, specifically for human nutrition students, so that at the end of the degree you feel confident in being able to work with people in that health coach. So it may be that you're focusing on nutrition with people, but you also can be broader and being a health coach and actually supporting others. Whereas, obviously dietetics goes down a different path, and they're looking very much at the clinical, working with clients on clinical conditions and so on. So there's a scope for a nutritionist, which is you'll get to know where those boundaries are, and then a dietitian will delve further into more the diet disease links. A nutritionist focuses more on prevention and promotion of nutrition, at preventing those chronic conditions, rather than actually treating the conditions. So that's kind of very vague sort of differentiation. So you're still very much working at improving people's health and their nutritional health, but you don't delve specifically down to a condition, like you wouldn't work with somebody with diabetes and adjust their diet for that, but you may be doing more general health promotion and health information. So with third year, there's also an elective space, so you can choose another elective that we do recommend. We've got some minors that we recommend, but you can also fill that with other topics, as long as it fits in with everything and prerequisites and so on. Just a little map of Flinders Bedford Park campus, just to show that we our topics do kind of we get to know different parts of the uni. We're not just down here in Sturt, basically. So biological sciences is right up the top of the hill. So if you're doing labs, for your biology, you're right up there. Chem's up there too. Then health sciences is there's some tutorial rooms in the middle of the campus, sort of closer to the student hub and registry. We do have some tutorials there. We also have some tutorials down here at Sturt campus. So it really depends on what the topic is that you're doing as to where you need to be. We try to work it out that students are not having to traipse from one end all the way down to the other straight after each other. But you do kind of get to see a bit of the uni So if you haven't already, it might be good to book it into any campus tours. There's obviously a lot of action up on the main hub during orientation week and also next week, which they call Connect Week. But yeah, campus tours to just like take you around, and you can see where the central library is and other areas up there, which is good to do. Okay, I want to just go into some of the more the study plan of what you would be looking at. Obviously, it's going to be a bit different for you, Talia, because you've got some credit for some topics, but you'll be able to see sort of how the degree sits out. So this semester coming up, we've got, you're lucky in a way that we've got two of our nutrition topics are in this semester. When students enrol at the beginning of the year, they don't do any nutrition topics. They haven't previously done any nutrition topics in first semester. It's just the way that the other topics work out, so they're all science-based, and they don't get to do any nutrition until second semester. So because you're starting now, you actually do have 2 nutrition topics, which is great. So you've got food systems and nutrition, physical activity and health. And then we've got 2 other topics, strength-based approaches to health, which is all focused on working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and also human bioscience. From next year, we're actually changing, we're making a course rule change, which this is not going to affect you, but it will affect any future students. We're moving food systems to first semester, which is going to be great because it will mean that in first year, you'll have a nutrition topic in first semester and a nutrition topic in second semester, and then other science topics around. Whereas, at the moment, as I said, you do your whole first semester and you haven't even done anything to do with nutrition. So we want to really, we wanted to make that change. So that's happening. So you'll do those for if you're studying full-time this semester, and then semester 1 next year to finish off your first year. That's when you'll do your research and study skills, the biology topic. And then with chem, there's 2 options, which both qualify. General chem, if you've not done year 12 chem, or if you have done year 12 chem, you do chem 1A. And there's also psychology 1A. So that psychology is definitely up the hill as well. It's probably helpful to know that the Bachelor of Nutrition and Dietetics students have the exact same first year set out. So you will probably see those students in other topics as well, get to know them, but just, so that there is, some similarities with our first year and a half, and then there's some differences after that. So in second year, you start building your knowledge more around nutrition and medical, in the context of medical science and how nutrition relates to physiology. So we've got nutrition across the life cycle, food products and prep. And that topic, we go out to Sprout Kitchen and do a day and a half of practical cooking, which is always fun. And then there's 2 elective topics which you make choices of, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then to finish off second year, you have semester 1 where you'll do your biochemistry and human physiology, build on that research and study skills too. And then you have 1 nutrition-focused topic, which is a topic I love. I teach into, I'm not the topic coordinator, but it's so good. Individual, social and environmental perspectives of food consumption. That's really understanding what makes people eat, what they do. You look at the personal context, that individual context. You look at the social influences that people have on food and the environmental influences. So it's, a really interesting topic. Then we move into the final year, and this is where you do, so public communications in nutrition has been specifically designed for Bachelor of Human Nutrition students, and then public health and community nutrition. That area is my background, so I come from, been a community and public health nutritionist before coming to teaching, so that's my, area of expertise is around prevention and health promotion and so on. So I teach into that topic. And that nutrition and dietetic students also do that one, as well as some other students. Then you have independent studies in nutrition. This is a placement topic. It's a chance to work on a project, a nutrition-based project, and you're working out with an organisation. So you'll have someone who will be like your expert advisor, your supervisor if you like, but you'll be independently working with another student on a project over the semester. And that's really a great topic as well, great chance to actually start getting out and sort of seeing, what's out there, what you can be doing. And then finally, your final semester is a health coaching and behaviour change topic, as I mentioned before. Nutrients' role and function, which is very much getting down to the nitty-gritty of understanding the nutrients each individually and what their role and function is in the body. So really kind of in-depth, and the reason it's later is it relies on your knowledge of the biochemistry and physiology that you've learnt in second year to be able to bring it into really kind of almost like applying it and understanding about the nutrients and what they're doing in the body and so on. And then a research and study skills and an elective topic as well. So when I keep saying these elective topics, we do have 3 minors that we promote, and the minors basically mean that you graduate with a Bachelor of Human Nutrition and this particular minor, whether it's a digital health minor, ageing minor, or whether it's that you've taken the dietetics pathway. So those 4 topics are ones that you fit into those elective spaces. So I'll just focus on the dietetics pathway one because I know that Ella and Mariam are interested in that. And yes, I guess, Tali, you've got your kind of study plan, which ones, you'll be looking at. If you look in the dietetics pathway, the 2 key science ones that need to be taken to be able to do dietetics are MMed 2932 and MMed 3933, so Integrative Human Physiology and Biochemistry of Human Disease. In the standard Bachelor of Human Nutrition course, you do physiology, as you saw, you do biochemistry, but these are the next, those are prerequisites to these 2 topics. So these get a bit more in depth and really only need to be taken if you are going to move on into dietetics, but you can't get into dietetics unless you've done them. So definitely make sure they're done. And we recommend Nutrition for Sports Performance and the interpersonal interprofessional communication as the other 2 to make up that dietetics pathway. So we no longer have a lateral transfer across to dietetics. Basically the way, so we would recommend that you do your 3-year Bachelor of Human Nutrition with the dietetics pathway topics, and then through that you'd create a GPA, and then you apply for the Masters of Nutrition and Dietetics and do it that way. That's basically becomes a 5-year kind of option. We prioritise students from Flinders who are doing the BHN to get into, as long as you've met the GPA, which is 5 or above, we do prioritise that you can have priority over students who've come from other universities to study the Masters. So it is worth kind of doing your undergraduate here for that reason. There is also, nothing to stop you from just going back through SATAC at the end of the year and trying to apply with your GPA for what you've accumulated for this year. That's out of our, we don't kind of advise or help you for that. That's your kind of area of doing it, but, that may be that's really just to then apply to get into the Bachelor of Nutrition and Dietetics, so which is a 4-year degree. So in a way, if you count the years, well, you would get credit for that. So it does sort of, it might knock a year off, but you end up with a bachelor at the end of it rather than the Masters. So do the Bachelor of Human Nutrition and then the 2-year Masters, you end up with 2 degrees, an undergraduate Bachelor of Human Nutrition, and then your 2-year Masters. While you're studying if you're sort of doing that way and while you're studying your master's degree, you could actually be working as a nutritionist already while you're studying your master's in nutrition and dietetics. So yeah, different things to consider, and if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to answer anything on that. I might just pause for a minute actually, let's see if anyone has any questions of anything covered so far. Nope, all good. Okay, well, certainly let me know. When you're choosing your topics, we do have those study plans for a reason, in that we recommend a lot of the topics you need prerequisites. So if you follow the study plan, you're going to make sure you're covering that. Sometimes students go in there and just choose whatever topics they want, and then they find they've inadvertently done that, and it meant that then they have to wait another 6 months for something else to come up and to do a prereq, and so it actually extends their time at uni, so that makes it a bit hard. Hello, how are you? I've got a few more slides, and then I'll hand over for you, Jane. I just wanted to talk about, I guess, the expectations with our study. As we talked earlier, a lot of our, you've got your online lectures, and then, maybe your tutorials, and then there's also background reading and so on. We really, I guess, each topic is a 4.5 unit topic, and we recognise that really the workload for those topics is about 130 to 140 hours all up for that topic, and that equates to about 8 to 10 hours per week. I think it's important to be realistic at the start, because it's easy to look on your timetable and see all these blank spots and think, I can, fill it up with a whole lot of work. But just be careful. We know that students in the past who have done that then can really struggle in actually having time to do the work and do the assessments and catch up, make sure you're up to date with your lectures and so on. So just being aware that each topic does have that expectation of time that's connected to it. Use your discussion forums on the Flow page to ask questions of your topic coordinator, specifically about assessment things. If there's anything personal, each topic coordinator are really happy for you to email them with any concerns that you have, and they will communicate to the whole cohort of the students through announcements, and that will, so you just need to make sure you do keep up to date with your emails as well, because that'll come through as an email. You don't want to miss anything kind of key there. I think the other thing I just wanted to mention about is I talked about the ISP, so the placements that the placement topic that we were looking at. There's also another opportunity which comes up where students can actually get involved in doing an overseas placement. So there's this year, for example, we've got 2 groups going to Indonesia. Well, there was a group that went to Indonesia earlier this year, and also Fiji. Actually, the students have just gone to Fiji now. So that semester-long topic, the ISP topic, can actually, instead you can actually do the overseas placement through what's called the mobility program, and you'll go, so at the moment, so they're at, in Fiji, they're there for 2 weeks doing a nutrition focused program, nutrition public health placement. And that one's an interprofessional placement, so it's actually working with exercise science students as well, and exercise physiology students. So really great chance to actually work together with other programs. And in Indonesia, they were collaborating at a university there, looking at they were there for 3 weeks doing a program and so on. So that I won't give all the detail about that. There's scholarships that can be available to be able to support you in having the funds to be able to do that. When this would be in your ISP topic, so your 3rd year topic. So in 2nd year, towards the end of 2nd year, there'll be some information that will come out about that, and so you can kind of express interest if you're interested. Casey Dickinson is the lead staff member that organises those. But we also have local opportunities as well, as I mentioned before with the ISP topic. So it's a couple of pictures of a couple of recent ones. So I had some students that were doing some work just in our Sturt Cafe. We were looking at assessing the menu of the cafe, seeing how it came out in terms of its healthiness and looking at ways to promote healthier options there. So these are my two students that did that, and they're the managers of the Sturt Cafe. There was a couple of students that went to the City of Marion, so one of the councils, and did some a project there. I think that was around food security and food systems and so on. So yeah, it's really great to be able to get out there and do some of those works. Just to introduce you to other staff members that you will see across your study. These are all our nutrition staff members that take a variety of different topics that you'll be involved in. So hopefully you'll look forward to meeting some of them. We are located, our offices are located here in Sturt campus, so up on level 3, up in the north wing. But if you want to get in contact with anyone, better just to start by emailing, and then you can make a time to see somebody. So we've got our course coordinators, topic coordinators, and student experience coordinator, who we'll introduce in a minute. Just wanted to, I guess, let you know that we do, as well as your topic pages on Flow, there is a nutrition course information page. So this is for Bachelor of Human Nutrition, Bachelor of Nutrition and Dietetics, and Masters of Nutrition and Dietetics students. The course page, that's where we'll put announcements. Often there's, we get information from the Career Hub about either casual jobs that are coming out that are linked to nutrition, and so we put that out there so that you can consider that. But also as graduates, when there's nutrition jobs coming out, we can put some connections there. Any professional education opportunities that come up, or networking with the different nutrition professional organisations and so on. But also on there is a whole module around for the Bachelor of Human Nutrition. It's got the study plan on there and other information, and anything to do with the course itself, not just your topics, will be put on that page. So keep familiar with that, and you'll see messages come out through that as well. Okay, so just some dates to remember. The last day to enrol in any new topics is Friday the 2nd of August, so end of week 2. And then we have a census date, which is the end of week 5. This is where, if you have started your study and you're realising it's actually not what I'm wanting to do, you can withdraw without having to pay any fees if you withdraw before the census date. Following that, there's a couple of other key dates. One is the last date to withdraw without failing, so that's the end of week 9. So if you've had things happen in your life and you need to actually withdraw, you can withdraw. You've still got to pay your fees, but you withdraw without failing. And then Friday the 1st of November is the last day to actually withdraw from your topic. But it will actually still come up as a fail on your transcript. So just some key dates to be aware of for that. Okay, I'm going to stop there and introduce Jane to you. So Jane, if you want to come up, I'll just find your slides and then I'll go back just to some. Mariam. Yeah. Where is it? Okay. Student experience.
So I'll be teaching in year 3. I do 4 topics. So quite a lot of year 3. So it'll be a while before I see teaching. But they're all really practical topics related to you as a nutrition professional. So that includes health counselling, health coaching, how to use social media to communicate nutrition apart from teaching, my role is the student experience coordinator. So if you have any issues with your topic, if they're related to your study program, then Carolyn is the best person. She can actually talk to you about your study and how to rearrange that if you want to go part-time. If they're, my role is more sort of for pastoral care reasons. If you're struggling in areas of your study or in areas of your life in general, then I'm happy for you to contact me and I can either email you or sit down and chat to you or refer you to other services or look at how you can move forward. And link you to those university supports. One of the other things that I do is, just for recording purposes, so one of the other things that I do is organise nutrition activities. So that's that means giving you an opportunity to practice your nutrition skills even as first years or second years. And one of the main ways that I do that is I train you as nutrition students to provide nutrition activities on campus, or sometimes they're off campus. So it might be if we have a group of school children come and want to know about nutrition courses here, we provide some nutrition activities and I train you how to do those. Or it could be that we organise some cooking classes for international students who have just newly arrived to Australia and first time they've been away from home, and so you'll help to design the recipes, work out the ingredients that you need, and actually help work alongside some other students to be presenting nutrition activities and cooking activities. So that's part of the STEW program, or Students Eat Well. I do training for that at the beginning of the year, so I've already done the training for that. But if you are interested in STEW, you can let me know after the session today. And I've planned an online course. So if you're interested in providing some of those nutrition activities or looking to help with cooking demonstrations or with cooking classes, send me an email and I can direct you to the STEW training, and then you'll be on the list. And then I just do a call out for, we've got this activity coming up and you're welcome to be part of that. So you can decide how much you want to participate in the STEW activities. So STEW is really to connect you as students to other people other students within the university. It's to help with your nutrition identity, so it's building you some nutrition skills while you're a student here and increasing those competencies in health and nutrition promotion. So these are some of the activities. National Nutrition Week is in October and we have a stall every year at Sturt campus where we just talk to passers-by and provide some activities. This is for 3 of our students who did a cooking demo. And these students were at the Repat Hospital talking to the general public about nutrition. So as part of the STEW training, we look at food handling, food hygiene. So these are basic nutrition skills that you need to be working as a nutritionist. A little bit about presentation skills. We look at behaviour change theories very briefly, how to modify a recipe, and some tips for providing a cooking demo. And the other thing that we have is mentoring. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So part of being engaged as part of the university, it's great that you've come face to face. So those of you who are listening to this recorded, it's also relevant to join some of the clubs on campus. So we've got a nutrition club, it's called Funk. They're a great group of enthusiastic students that provide activities and get an opportunity for you to get to know other nutrition students. It's a little bit tricky in your first year because most of the topics you're with a whole range of health science students. So to actually identify who else is nutrition students is a bit challenging, but the nutrition club is one way to do that. And then there might be other clubs that you're interested in. If you, there's a rural health club, there's sports clubs, vegan society, and a whole range of things. So it's worth having a look at that in relation to student engagement. The last thing is a mentoring program. So all of the nutrition students we will allocate you a mentor. So they will contact you and they will just introduce themselves and let you know that they're there, and maybe give you a couple of their tips for when they first started as a nutrition student. Now, it's up to you how much you want to engage with that mentor. You don't have to answer any of those emails, or you could just say thanks very much, that's great to hear from you. Or if you are finding you'd like to ask them some questions, or you're feeling that it might be great to meet up with them, you've got that opportunity to do that as well. So it's an opt-in, you can, and you can engage as much as you want with your mentor. So that's entirely up to you. But they are there as a student peer support, and they're our third year students. So they've been through this new process and getting to know Flinders. And you can ask them some of those dumb questions you might not want to ask us. You can ask your peer mentors that just in a quick email.
I think there might be one more slide that you might have covered already.
Yeah, I think I've covered that. Yeah, so specifically the mentors can provide you tips for study and revision, expectations, helping with campus facilities and what services are available, where to go for information, and things about assignments and how to navigate flow and engaging in social activities as well. So you'll be allocated. So they will be contacting you in the near future. Okay.
Thanks, Jane. And you mentioned about this, your role as student experience coordinator as well, haven't you? So you're welcome to contact Jane through your email, which will be on the slides as well, and you'll see you around.
Yep.
Awesome.
So welcome. And make the opportunity to catch up with each other, and so you know who each other are now when you see each other in lectures and labs and tutorials and things. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll just have a little break. I think there's just a few, I'm just going to recheck, but there's just probably a few more general things that I just want to make sure I'm covering. But just give me a moment.
Do you want to turn off the...
No, to keep going, that's all right. Yeah. Thanks, Jane.
Right to make it.
I guess I'm just interested to know, I've got some slides around some other things to do with orientation, getting familiar with how to, getting a student card, the Wi-Fi, enroll and register, and transport, I'm not sure, I don't need to go through that if you've already worked all that out. So can you give me a bit of an idea about how you guys have got, whether you've enrolled in your classes, whether you understand how to navigate around the learning system on Flow, or where to go to for help? Ella? Because you were here earlier. What about you, Ella? Because you're sort of newer to...
I haven't really looked on Flow yet.
Yeah. You know where...
I enrolled in my class, but I haven't actually looked on Flow.
Yeah, okay. So you know how to kind of get on there. Yeah. And have you got a student card? And no.
Yeah, I find that helpful as well.
Yeah.
Credit card and Wi-Fi, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. All right. Yes. Good. Okay. So at Flinders, we have our Wi-Fi is called EduRoam, and you can connect onto it by doing your username, which is your FAN, which you should have, which is basically 4 letters of your surname and 4 numbers, and then you set a password for Flinders, And then, you can basically anywhere on the campus and in the city campus as well. Not that we don't actually have any nutrition topics being taught at the city campus, but there is study areas there. So that's probably something to make note of. If you're living in the city or north, if you've just got study days when you don't actually need to come to campus for any topics, you can go into the city campus, and actually it's a beautiful new building, and there's a library there, there's hot desks, there's areas that you can study and connect in and so on. But that, again, you'd be able to access Wi-Fi there too. So there's just the link for more information if you need that, but hopefully just with that information you'll be able to get on and be able to use Wi-Fi while you're studying at uni. If you haven't found it already, the new student section on Compass, which is on the Flinders website, will give you all the details of how to enrol and register in classes. If you kind of are looking at the detail there and still not making sense, there are really friendly, helpful people on the end of a phone or on the email under Flinders Connect. So there's the phone number, and there's a link there as well, and they can kind of help with any kind of questions that you think, oh, this is a bit of a silly question, but they would, they probably had it lots of times before, and they'll help work it out. Compass has a lot of information for new students on there. You can also, that's where you will request your ID card, so order your student ID card. Under the quick links section, you can see that first little drop down has a range of different information, but that's how you would actually be able to organise your ID card. So check out Compass, it's helpful. So to enrol, you would log into the student system, select the My Enrolment tab and agree to the delegation you need to, scroll down to see the topics and tick the topics you want to enrol in. Then and save those changes. The next step is actually registering into any classes. So make sure if there's tutorials or workshops that you've registered into that. For your year, the semesters that going ahead, I'd recommend if you're a bit specific about which days you need to be here, or that it works for you, get on to that as soon as it becomes open, which I think is probably in O Week. It may even be earlier, I'm not sure, but that's not something I'm kind of familiar with. That would be an Ask Flinders one, but just means what sometimes happens is that the popular time for a tutorial gets taken up pretty quickly. You've probably had experience of that at your previous course. So you just want to get on there and select select the My Timetable tab and work through that way. But all the details is there on that Compass page as well. So Flow, you'll hear the word Flow, or you might hear Canvas, because we use Canvas, but we call it Flow, which is Flinders Learning Online. That's our learning management system. That's where each of your topics will be on there, all detail about the topics. That's where you'll go for your lectures. If there's any, all the assessment details, that's where you upload your assessments. So you need to certainly get familiar with that. And topics are live now. So there is a Intro to Flow and textbook session that you can register for on the orientation planner. And I think that might be a self-managed or what's the word? When you sort of do it at your own, self-paced, that's the word. I don't think but it's really helpful to just be able to really understand that. So going to canvas.flinders.edu.au will get you to your Canvas site, and then you can look on your topics. So transport, have you guys come here by public transport or driving today, or driving? Yep. So if you're going to be driving in, you'll need a parking permit. Not obviously this week, on orientation week it's all free, but from next week you'll need a parking permit, so you can look at the detail there. Also, as I said, there's the train and bus in from the city and from other areas. There's also a loop bus that goes around from Sturt up to the registry, like up to the main campus, down to Flinders Medical Centre, and even one of them goes to Tonsley. So if it's pouring with rain and you've got to get from one place to another, they run pretty regularly, but it is, I think, every 15 minutes maybe. So you can download the Busminder app, and that shows you straight away where the buses are. And sometimes I teach up in the health sciences, and I'll check that and think, okay, is there a bus about to come? If not, I'll be like, I'll just walk up there. But especially if the weather's not great, if there is a bus coming, you can just hop on that. So you tap on with your card and tap off, and then you just get around for free around the campus, which is really handy. I'm not going to go into detail on this, but just to give you the link to it, there are scholarships available for students, and it's not just about being, a top student. There's different sort of categories. So, it may be worth a flick through just to see if you qualify for anything that you could apply for in terms of getting some, financial support with your study. But yeah, worth looking at through that connection. I do want to tell you about this though. This is a new program. We've got Success and Wellbeing Advisors that linked with each college. They are there. So Jane, as the Student Experience Coordinator, is really linked to our nutrition programs. These Success and Wellbeing Advisors are more broad. They're linked. They support with anything to do with studying. So they can help you, with some study skills support, getting sort of some motivation and planning on track. If you're kind of feeling a bit overwhelmed, they help you with achieving, working through your goals, just navigating the university system as well, basically connecting you with a whole range of different services that we have here. And Mel at the top is the main one for our college, and, is really there to help you. There's also Anna who does, you might come across as well. So that you can scan that code and that'll give you more information. But basically it's more, I guess, instead of just a phone, someone on the end of a phone, it's more, I guess that personal support, someone you can connect with. It's challenging coming along to a university and there's just so much going on, and how do you even find anything? And just if you just want that extra support just to figure things out and just get that on the right track, or you just get a bit stuck, they are able to help. So they also said that you might hear from them if your topic coordinators have any concerns about you. If you're struggling academically or things are impacting you, they might see if the wellbeing advisors can connect with you. They do send out a text message to everyone in week 3, just asking how everyone's going. And if you do need support at that point, reply to the text and, get some support. But yeah, you can also visit their website and or book an appointment with them. But really good to know about their support. Just a quick comment about safety, that we at Flinders, we really value and want to provide a safe place for you. So if you witness any sort of harassment or have experienced any of that, please report it. It doesn't come, as it says there, it doesn't make your report, doesn't initiate a complaint. It's just really a first help for offering some support. But also you might want to identify something. Maybe it didn't happen to you, but you identified something. We're very big on wanting to make sure that everyone feels safe here at Flinders. So that's the detail for contacting them. We also, as well as the student wellbeing advisors, we have some great services in health counselling and disability services. So you can see a doctor or a nurse here, you can chat with a counsellor, also a disability advisor. So if you've got some mental health concerns or issues, struggling in a way and struggling in that affecting your work and your uni life, it's really worth, rather than just waiting and trying to muddle through, it's really worth getting some support. You can work with a disability advisor, and what they do is they can set up an access plan for you, and that then you don't have to then, it's all confidential, so you don't have to then go and talk to your topic coordinators about what's going on. You just tell them you've got this access plan, and it might mean that you get a little bit longer to do an assessment. You can get up to a week longer without having to, all you have to do is show your access plan. You can get, longer time on exams and that kind of thing if you're needed. So yeah, definitely all those supports are there. So there's the counselling and disability, but also just the general number there, and an after hours crisis support as well. So yeah, be good to just familiarise yourself with everything that's around, that's available. Oasis is a student wellbeing centre, and that middle photo of the students doing a cooking demo was actually at Oasis, so that's where they did that. As you can see, there's a range of different activities that they run, but one of them is the Flinders Community Market, which is we get food through Food Bank and have it there available for students, because that's with cost of living pressures and so on, food is difficult to afford, and so there are some ways that can help. But yeah, a lot of great services there. For international students, there's the International Student Services, and they are fantastic about answering any questions and helping you with any of your studies. Have you accessed them as part of the foundation course? Did you? Yep. So you're very familiar with them. Awesome. Yeah, they're a great group. So keep being aware of that. And yeah, we've got, I think I've covered, we've got prayer room, conversation groups, equal opportunity advisors, Pride Network, Good Vibes Experiment. We've got a whole range of different services that really are about promoting and respecting diversity of our students and our staff. Again, you can find out a lot of that through going on the student on the website and looking at support. Okay. So there's, you would have your orientation planner and see what other things are around. Just going to see if there's probably one of the key ones is logging into Flow, as I talked about, and search for Finding Your Way at Flinders or online orientation topic, and that will give you some more information about Flinders and how it works here. And yeah, a lot of tricks and shortcuts to help you study. So I'd really encourage you to check that out as well. So this week is O Week. We've got there's campus tours, Welcome Hub, the Intro to Flow and textbooks, as I mentioned, and other social events. So you can go online and just see what else is happening, but certainly head up to the hub. That's where a lot of activities are. And then next week is called Connect Week, our first week of uni. But also there's a whole lot of things going on. Again, probably mainly up around the student hub. There's a quiz night, there's comedy, there's fair days. Live music, a lot of things going on. Okay, just want to finish off. Was there any other general questions on navigating yourself around that we haven't covered?
I was just wondering, with the tutorials that are online, able to access those through Flow, or they're done on Teams? So do you do
It would. Your link would be you would have a Teams. So if you're doing an online tutorial, it will be set up in Teams, but the link will be on your Flow page, or you may get an email that actually has the Teams link in there. I think each topic, we're still getting our heads around how we do that right. But like I'm the topic coordinator for food systems, and next Monday we have a first lecture which is live online, and I've put a Teams link on the Flow page so that you can click into there and then go onto the Teams site for the lecture. But yeah, all of they will be, you'll always be able to find it by going back to the Flow page. But yeah, you might actually also have added thing where you get an email about it. And then, of course, we've got face-to-face tutorials that are obviously in here, and you'll just have to find which room to head to for that. But I guess I just wanted to, I know, you've got, all of you really are, the focus, your end goal focus is to become a dietitian, but I think it's helpful to sort of, I guess, understand where a nutritionist fits in as well. So we have a lot of information around career planning on our nutrition course page, but Meg Alexander, who's in our careers and she's our careers expert, she gives us a lot of information that we can share out, and there's also the Career Hub which you can go to, so that you can access. Have you found your Flinders Octa dashboard yet? Yep. So Careers Hub is one of the tabs on there. So you can go there and you can find out all about, career options. You decipher it down to what area. But I just wanted to show you this one page, which she had prepared just to show some sample jobs, which as a Bachelor of Human Nutrition graduate, you would be qualified to apply for. So we've got here Community Engagement Coordinator with the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Foundation, Child Nutrition Development Officer up in the NPY lands, working with Aboriginal people, youth positions that were focused on, I'm actually not sure what access and not sure so much about that one, that's Regional Victoria. Nutrition Advisor with Nestle, Public Health Nutritionist positions, Food Hub Coordinator, Program Facilitator. So yeah, a range of different roles that all are about, focusing and improving nutrition in various settings and areas. So a dietitian can also apply for these, of course, but these jobs, usually the requirements in there will say a bachelor in nutrition. It doesn't necessarily specify that it has to be dietetics. So just to be aware, there are a range of roles out there. Also, we encourage you, if you can, while you're studying, to actually look for casual work that might be linked to your degree. It's like getting a foot in the door, really, with understanding about food and nutrition and so on. So that's what we put out on our course page to let you know when things come up. So there's things like diet monitors or diet liaison workers that work in hospitals, maybe part of a catering assistant or food service assistant and so on. So these are obviously not happening right now, but that's just examples of what might come up. Allied health assistants as well. Lastly, I just want to mention that there are professional associations that are linked to nutrition. As a graduate of a BHN graduate, you can register with the Nutrition Society of Australia as a registered nutritionist. So we make sure that you've met the course meets the competencies to be a registered nutritionist. So unfortunately, the term nutritionist is not, it's not an accredited term, and in a way, anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, but they could have, a 2-week online program that they've done and they'll say they're a nutritionist. But we know, hand on heart, that doing a 3-year Bachelor of Human Nutrition degree, you come out with great evidence-based knowledge of nutrition, and you can be registered as a nutritionist. And then if you're wanting to practice as a nutritionist, if you're showing that and then others are not kind of showing that any you do have a foot in that way. But as a student, you can join these professional organisations, and they often do, seminars through the year of interesting nutrition topics and so on. So there's the Nutrition Society of Australia. There's also Australian Health Promotion Association, ARPA, and Public Health Association. I think also the sports Dietitians Australia, you can, as a student, even a student not doing dietetics, I think you can still join that as well if that is of interest. I was going to ask Jane about that and I forgot because she's involved. She teaches the sports nutrition topic. But yeah, certainly great to get involved. I'd really encourage you to check out the FUNC, the Flinders Nutrition Club. They, it's just a social way sort of to get to know other people. They have, earlier this year they had a pub crawl, and at the end of the year they had a nutrition ball last year, and I'm assuming they might do another one this year, but they might, I think earlier in the year they will do a kind of a welcome picnic, so that might be something they do later. But yeah, just something to get involved in. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Okay, sorry, one last thing and then I'm done. Just got to go through.
My name's Stacey.
That's all about the nutrition. Oh, where is it? Sorry. Did it go? Okay. There is an option to go on and do honours, and in health science, it's a health sciences honours program. But if you as you're going through your degree, if you're picking up and recognising that you really enjoy doing doing research, you can go on and do honours and in a nutrition focused area. So that's an option. And then, of course, as I've mentioned before, there is the option of going on to do the Masters of Nutrition and Dietetics. That is a GPA of 5 as a minimum, and it is 2 years full time. So although it's a BHN, you can do this part time, but when you get to the Masters, that's a 2 year full time. And you can also, if you kind of recognising, I wouldn't mind getting into teaching of nutrition, there's the Masters of Teaching you could go into after, or maybe you're really enjoying the area of public health, there's a Master of Public Health. So there's or going into the graduate medical program. So there's a lot of areas that you can kind of diversify into after. So that's also good to know. I think I will leave it there. That has been a lot of information, but I hope that it's been helpful to get a sense of the course and Flinders itself. Also, it's been good to get to know to meet you. Please send me an email if you've got any questions. With any, if you sort of set up your study plan and you're just not 100% sure, I can meet face-to-face with you, or just over the phone, or through Teams online as well. But yeah, I hope that you can familiarise yourself with the place and your topics, and start well next week with each of the topics. Was there any final questions that anyone has? No? Okay, well, I'll leave you to it, and thank you for coming along, and enjoy, head up to the top campus and top area, see what's going on. There's probably plenty of food and other things to do, but good to meet you. All the best. Yeah, thanks.